everybody to the Culturalist podcast, Conversations with Pam Ross. Guess who I am?
I'm
Pam Ross. Nice to meet you.
Guess who I am?
I think you're the content curator.
I am. Yes.
You look so familiar.
I do.
I have a whole joke that the tagline is "You look familiar."
Oh boy.
I'll tell it to you later.
Okay.
How have you been?
I'm good now. I was
Man,
super sleepy when we started this.
And what's so interesting about you is that you're one of those people that says coffee makes you sleepy.
Yeah.
So what do you drink when you're sleepy and you need to pep up if you don't drink coffee?
In college,
Yeah.
I drank Mountain Dew, which is terrible. So I don't
Give
do
me
that anymore.
Mountain Dew. Do you
Hey,
know that song?
give me that Mountain Dew.
Give me that Mountain Dew. Just like this, say, give me that Mountain Dew.
Give me that Mountain
Mountain
Dew.
Dew.
I ain't praying with you. I'm just give me that Mountain Dew.
Yeah. KJ52 for those of you who don't know.
Please find it. Please
One of
listen
the best
to
songs
it.
ever.
KJ52. If you taught children's church at any stage, any point in the 90s, you know KJ52.
Although I think maybe that's a certain kind of children's church. I don't know if every culture listen to that song.
In my world, he
In
was
my world,
everything.
That was
Yeah,
KJ52.
he was a big success.
He was an acceptable,
hip hop artist.
you couldn't listen to Eminem.
No.
You could listen to him. So the
Yes.
other white guy.
So it was sort of like, the church has like their substitutes.
Yeah.
The church brand. Like when you shop at Target, I always get the Target brand so I can get an extra discount.
Yeah.
So whatever's happening that's cool and hip, the kids were saying like, is there a church brand? A church approved?
In my head,
Church mommy approved.
Kid and hip. And I see that video of that dude rapping. Terrible.
Anyway,
Terrible.
speaking of success,
yes,
man, we're being joined today by the transitions specialist, my friend, Dr. Monique Flemings.
Yes, I'm excited.
She is, it's interesting because, we're working on some new resources to help people as they succeed. Mm-hmm. And so sometimes you think about why people need it, and a lot of it is because success can be traumatizing.
Yeah, it sounds dichotomous.
It
that's
does.
a word.
It does.
But it can be, and it's odd. So she's going to tell us all about that today.
We're going to talk about why it is and what it is and all that jazz. So I know her extremely well. I'm going to let you introduce her.
Okay.
To our guests.
Well, we would like to welcome the fantabulous, the amazing Dr. Monique Flemings. She is a wife, a mother. She's a conference speaker, an educator, a teacher.
My God.
She is so many things. I can't list them all.
All in one person.
She is amazing is what she is. And she is a successful entrepreneur who is always willing to give others what it needs and tell others about what it takes to become that. Mm-hmm. So we welcome you today, Dr. Monique Flemings.
Hello.
Woo!
Hey, sis. How are you?
I am so excited to be with you guys. Your energy is crazy.
We've been accused of that.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I am so excited to be with you and to share some things in this conversation. I can't wait.
Well, I tell you what, I was so happy that you said yes and you were able to find some time. I know your schedule's busy and you have a lot of initiatives happening, but a lot of what you do is help people succeed, right?
That is absolutely correct.
Mm-hmm.
That is exactly what I do.
Have you found that people that want to succeed are not always ready for it?
Oh my goodness, yes.
Wow.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we're about to have a girlfriend talk. I can feel it already.
Seriously. Now, first, let's start with definitions because Dion and I love definitions.
Yeah. Yes.
She's an educator, and I just love words. As an author, I love words. So let's define. Give us your definition of what success is. So if I said I'm going to get me some Monique Flemings coaching, and I want you to make me a success, how would you define that?
Okay, so for me, success is kind of wrapped around my belief because I am a Jesus girl. I'm a believer.
Come on.
So there's no way that I can even have a definition about success. It is not infused or even intertwined into what God is saying about my life.
Come on.
So for me, success is achieving that God mandate on your life.
Great.
Okay? And for me, my God mandate is to build women leaders that will shift the culture and impact the world.
Okay. Wow. Love it.
So that's what success looks like for me, is when I am building these women, I have these classes and courses out there. I'm helping women become the best they can be so that they can shift their culture and impact the world. Help them become that game changer. That's success for me because that's my mandate.
Yeah. So when you're going to help any of your clients or women that are connected to your ministry, when you say, hey, I'm going to help them become a success, you've got to help people become who they're supposed to be.
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah, so we're looking at individuality.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We are definitely looking at individuality. I am not trying to create any clones.
But going from your first statement, that is what God is. He's all about individuality.
He really is.
I mean,
we are champions of diversity and inclusion. If you don't know, now you know. Yeah. So first thing you got to help people identify is what is your I call it your creative mandate. The person who created you had something in mind, right? So let's get that done. So once you get that done, now how can this success, because what we want to talk about today is the potential trauma.
Yeah, like we talked about, trauma of success.
Yeah.
That's the dichotomy. Trauma and success don't seem to go together.
Hello, because I'm working for success. I don't want to work to be traumatized.
Right.
Oh Lord.
No. I'm not gonna do it. I could just sit back and be a fly on the wall if that's the case, right?
Well, I could live in a van down by the river and be a loser.
Oh,
and then
what if somebody lives in a van by the river?
If you are currently living in a van by the river, we apologize
profusely.
So sorry. You are not a loser.
You
probably ain't got no trauma.
Oh.
No, they might.
They are traumatized if you're living in a van by the river. But anyway,
God.
Focus. We are focused.
Oh my goodness. So wait, how do you know when someone's, what is some of the trauma that could happen as a result of you stepping into that divine mandate? Mm-hmm. Like, hey, this is who I'm supposed to be. I'm going to step into it. And then I get there and I'm like, whoa, what's some of the stuff that could happen to people?
I think the first thing is that when we step into our God mandate, our creative genius, whatever we want to call it, our brilliance, when we decide to finally step into it, the first thing is that we're stepping into the unknown zone. So when we step into the unknown zone, that is immediate trauma because it is a place of unfamiliarity, it's a place where we've never been before.
Wow.
So how is that traumatizing though? Isn't that something cool to be in a place you've never been before?
I don't know, Dion. You love adventure.
Yeah,
but I would think that we love examples before us. We want pictures before us, and I like maps. And not only do I like MapQuest and Waze. Yes, I need y'all Waze and MapQuest. But anyway, I like them. You know how when it shows you the whole picture?
Oh yeah, I love that.
Like I want to see everywhere I'm going. But if she's talking about this as an individual, I can't even compare my journey with someone else's journey. Not completely.
Okay, so then what do you think, Dr. Monique? How is that traumatizing for those of us like me who don't mind? Because I don't understand how it's traumatizing. Can you explain how that could be traumatizing?
Yeah, definitely. Very few people jump into a new activity or a new venture without using a GPS. And so even if you are adventurous like yourself, you love jumping off the side of a cliff, you love the excitement of the roller coaster, which is so cool. There's some people like you. Mm-hmm. There is still that not knowing because at the end of the day, as much as you love jumping off that cliff and you love hopping off the side of the roller coaster, you want it to end sooner or later.
Yeah, you're right.
And there is, what it even makes me think about is the idea of comfort food. The reason why comfort food is comfortable is because it's familiar. And as much we love to try new things. We eat together once a week.
Yeah.
And we love to try new food. So Apostle Monique, Dion and I eat together once a week, and we always want to do something new, eat something new. But when you want comfort, you want something you've had before.
Yeah, going back to that barbecue place.
You want something familiar. And
so
think about stepping into a new, whatever it is, new relationship, whatever, you don't know when it's going to end. That's the difficulty even with the season that we're in right now.
Oh,
wow. It's such a prolonged exaggeration of the unknown.
Yeah.
If someone could tell us when this is going to end, then we would be okay. We could embrace it.
Wow. That is so very true.
It's very true.
We're just kind of holding on, not knowing when, but also even not knowing how. and what the cost is going to be.
There
Like,
we go.
what are we going to look like? Like, am I even going to be here when this thing is over?
Yeah, that's
and the
true.
cost, that kind of leads into the next thing. I think many people jump into success or want success or, desire success, not recognizing what the cost is going to be as well. Whether it is the emotional cost, the financial cost, the time cost, the relationship cost. You just don't know.
Yeah, I think sometimes when you begin to imagine, we know all the plans of God for us are good.
Right.
And so we see the good of it. We dream about it. And I like my little dream board and my little hope frames and all that. And nowhere in those dream boards are the words sweat, tears, like trauma. None of that is there. So how can we prepare people for it but not discourage them from reaching for their goals?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a good question. I tell people all the time that you do want to prepare, but you don't want to prepare to the point where you stay stagnant.
Okay.
Because some people prepare so much that they just become stagnant. They don't take risks. They don't jump off the side of the cliff. They don't embrace any new relationships.
So those are the ready, set. And then everybody else in the room is like, just go already.
No, those are the people that when you're playing double dutch,
everybody's
like, just jump in.
Did you play double dutch, Apostle?
I did. I was ragdoll.
Were you the person that...
Wait, you were ragdoll. That's a new term for me.
You know what a ragdoll is?
No.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Is that a Chicago thing? Ragdoll. I've never heard of that.
That might be an urban thing, because you guys are not from the city. You guys are, from the country.
Wait, I'm
country. You ain't got to claim it. I'm tell you right now. I got homegrown veggies in my house right now. Tell us about it. What is ragdoll, Apostle?
I'm a city girl, and so I'm urban. I grew up in the inner city. So a ragdoll is a person who cannot turn well. They can't turn
well. We just called you a bad turner. We were like, no, they turn bad.
You didn't have a cool term for it.
You did.
You would get a turn whenever they would throw you in.
That's hilarious.
You sat on the side and you waited for your turn.
What?
That is so funny. So if you try to over prepare, you end up like that person that's waiting to
all
jump
day,
and everybody else is turning.
Yeah,
and you delay.
And you delay others, though. Think about it.
Yeah, this is true, because our destinies are connected.
They're connected,
and somebody's waiting on you to be courageous.
Yep. Because then here comes the car. You got to get out of the street.
Courageous, yes.
Yeah, somebody's out there waiting on you to be courageous. So we can prepare, but we don't want to over prepare. What are some of the things, I'm destined for success, aren't you?
Yes.
So we're...
Yes, I am.
What are some of the things we need to kind of be ready for?
I tell people that you want to set some of these boundaries around yourself. And the boundaries that I tell people to do is remind yourself that you're going to grow and learn from whatever the experience is. I'm going to grow and learn regardless of what it is, how it feels. I'm going to extract the lesson out of it. I'm going to pull the purpose out of the pain.
I like that, because you know what it does? It takes some of the fear out. So now it's not even about win or lose. Whatever happens today, I'm going to learn something.
Okay. So is that a boundary then? Or is that just
I think it's an emotional boundary.
It is. It's an emotional boundary.
An emotional boundary.
So
it's a perspective.
At it that way, then it allows you to go into situations without the fear.
Okay. I was wondering how you guys were seeing that as a boundary.
Yeah, it's an emotional boundary. I'm not going to let myself go to panic. I'm going to say, hey.
Whatever happens.
Yeah, I'm trying something new.
Okay, Sarah.
And I'm stepping into what's meant for me. Okay. So the first thing I'm going to do is shift my perspective.
Pretty much, I am.
Yeah, I'm getting ready to learn.
Shift my perspective and decide to grow. And then the next thing is, you kind of went into it already. I'm going to make a decision. This is prior to me stepping into the new. I'm going to, in my boundaries, I'm going to make a conscious decision that this new challenge, whatever it is not going to break me.
Ooh.
Okay.
And you have to, this is how you prepare. You have to, whatever I'm going into, it's not going to break me. It may feel like it's going to break me.
Oh, God.
I may feel like I am being broken, but
it's
not going to break me.
When you hear terms, in our world, we hear terms like break out, break through, you know.
Break over. Okay, that's
Jesus is the
term.
breaker. And things are going to break. When people pray for you, they say,
break.
Right?
Hey!
But
okay, that was real churchy.
That's real church.
That's church.
But that's not, it's not always a good term where you're like, is this thing going to break you? But it could break you through. It could break you out. It could, out of the old and into the new.
Yeah.
Right. I think you're right. Those churchy terms that break, you know, we do that. And because we don't really understand the whole understanding of our audience and how they're taking it, it can be very painful.
Yeah. But we got to make sure, like, to know, okay, listen, what's being broken is old habits.
And it's not just
old
for people
mindsets
in the church, though.
Oh,
That's
no.
for everyone.
Everybody needs it.
Yeah.
Particularly, like, now with what we're going through, we're mourning things that were habitual. Yes. Places we used to be able to go and things we used to be able to do. And those old ways have been broken.
Yeah.
You know, and we don't know if they're going to be repaired. Are we going to be able to go? Are we going back to it? And so, as we step into success, has a lot to do with some old ways dying.
Yeah, and being blown up. Blow up that bridge. Just blow it up. don't just walk across it. Blow it up.
Oh my gosh! And then I'm going forward now.
I
gotta go forward with God now.
Yep. Through that quest map in the
yes. And you just gotta be led.
You just gotta be led.
My gosh! All right, Apostle. What are some of the things? Have you seen any failures where people get to the place they've been trying to go and other things happen, kind of negative things happen?
Yes, ma'am. I teach my clients to celebrate failures. That's actually one of my boundaries as well. We're going to celebrate failures. Because a failure is actually a platform. So I do a lot of helping them understand and mentally shift from the paradigm thinking that a failure is negative, you missed the mark, or there's something defective with you. That's kind of the mindset that we have around failure. And I help them begin to see that failures are actually platforms, because honestly, it's not until you have failed at something that you really are down to your lowest common denominator where God can really help you understand the innovation that he has placed on the inside of you.
I love that. You know, Warren Buffett, everybody knows Warren Buffett, Mr. Billionaire, American billionaire. And he says he will not invest in a business unless the CEO has had 2 colossal failures. At least 2.
Oh, wow.
Oh, yeah.
Like, major, that's good.
Yeah, you've had to have 2 colossal failures. And I think a part of it is he wants to gauge your resilience.
Yes. Yeah.
Because if you can come back from that, then perhaps you can partner with him. So that was one of the quotes that taught me the value of failure. You're earning your investment.
Well, like Thomas Edison, like how many times did it take? I mean.
Yes.
Yeah, I told you my blackness is coming out because some of that stuff wasn't him. It was people he had stolen from. But we're going to move on from that. We're going to move on from that.
We won't talk about. We'll talk about whitewashed history another day.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
That'd be a good conversation.
He was saying how you have to fail to succeed.
You do,
and so
it's a part of it.
It is.
Yeah. So sometimes if you don't have that mindset for failure, if you don't know that failure is an ingredient for success, you can be traumatized by it.
You know what's interesting, guys? Sorry,
what?
I just got it.
What?
God put that in us innately. Think about a baby. If a baby said, "Oh, I fell when I was trying to walk," and they just said, "I'm done. I'm not going to do it anymore.
I need a stroller, size 59 years old. Right. Stroller."
So it's innately in us as created beings of God. Like, that, hey, guess what? I'm going to have failures that lead to success.
Yeah. In order to get you walking, let's get you falling down. Come on, let's get you. Take a couple steps, boom, and then what happens when the baby falls down?
They look shocked for a minute.
And then we all clap. Did you do that, Apostle, when your baby fell down? You went, what? There you go.
Get right back up and keep going.
Yep, get right back up. We said, look at you.
But it's often life has taught us somewhere along the line we get reprogrammed, because you're right, it's innately put in us from God.
Yeah.
Somewhere along the line, life begins to teach us something that is not of God, that failure is negative, failure is not, hitting the mark. Right. And so we make this whole relationship and this whole behavior around something that is actually abnormal.
Yeah, yeah. And have y'all ever heard that? I'm sure you have heard or seen that quote, "What would you do if you knew you wouldn't fail?"
Yeah.
And so now I'm starting to throw that out.
Yeah.
Because you're not going to do much if you're trying to avoid failure. So it's like, what would you do if you, what are you going to do with your failures? You know, there's a whole nother quote that needs to come out of that. The idea of what would you do if you knew you wouldn't fail?
Right.
Well, that's not an option for me. I need to fail.
Yes.
I need to try so many new things.
You know what?
That it forces me to innovation.
Yeah. I tell my students all the time, I'm like, look, guys, it's okay to be wrong. It's not okay to not try, because they won't give an answer because they're afraid to be wrong. I'm like, I don't care if you're wrong,
and because you're teaching your students and they're giving their answer in front of other students.
Yes.
So you as the lead. I'd be so nervous. About what, 7th grade?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I have to cultivate a culture of mistakes happen.
Yes.
Failure is okay.
And it's a good thing. Like, that's a good thing. Cool beans. You almost got it.
Unfortunately, education is one of those places where it just has not really groomed us, because I'm an adult educator, and when I taught in academia at the adult level, at the college level, I had to try to break that paradigm down as well. And so it's years and years of being wrong and being graded based on being wrong.
Wow.
Students to not have a creative bone in their lives.
Oh my gosh.
To adult learners. That was my biggest thing with adult learners. Just tell me what you're thinking. And I would tell them all the time, which is really true with education, is that unless I know what you're thinking, I really can't help you. You've given me the answer you think I want, kind of regurgitating my thoughts, does not really show me that you have really digested the material. It shows me that you have the ability to mimic me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, exactly. I want to know what you think. I want to know who you are.
Yeah.
Not learning. That's mimicking. And so unfortunately, I got students that came through education and they were great mimickers, but they could not critically think.
Yes.
Wow.
Yep.
Wow. So I love that idea of adjusting how you think about failure. It's going to cause you to be innovative. It's going to free you up, and even help free up others.
Yeah. Yeah, because if each one teach one, that old saying. So once you know, it's like, hey guys, no, it's okay.
It's all right.
I failed, but I learned this from that. So.
Oh, your students are good. They got a teacher who's full of it.
Well, yeah. I still am like, why you get that wrong? Did you read the directions?
Bruh, did you read the directions?
You should have worn that shirt.
She wants a whole shirt that says, bruh.
No. I have a shirt.
Oh, you have a shirt that says, bruh, did you read the directions?
And I wore it to school, and a kid asked me something, and I pointed to it.
Yeah.
Right there.
Right there.
Bruh, did you even read the directions? Because I was saying that every day. Miss Cobb, I don't know how to do that. Did you read the directions? Well, no. It's like you were talking, like that roadmap. There's your roadmap. Read the directions.
Yeah. That is
so
hilarious.
We have been given directions, and some of our success, wouldn't you say, is our own, our failure for success is our own fault. So then how do I keep myself from being traumatized? Like, how do I protect myself in that? If I do succeed, but it was kind of maybe a fluke. It was by accident.
Ooh.
Do I know what I did? How do I protect myself from being traumatized in that kind of situation?
That is kind of good. When you find yourself accidentally succeeding and you go, oh wow, I was good at that. That's kind of scary.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I think it's very scary. And honestly, I don't think that you could really protect yourself from that.
Okay.
I think, once again, if you protect yourself from it, then you will stunt your growth and you will cause yourself not to develop. And there are so many people that are so afraid and they want to protect themselves, so they have this shield up, even though they say they don't. I get a lot of learners that feel like they're creative and they're innovative, and my word, they come to me with a plastic shield on their thinking, on their relationships, on their friendships, and I have to really pull back off the plastic so that they can really begin to grow and develop. And so there's no way to protect yourself. If you're going to live and grow, you cannot live and grow in a bubble.
Yeah.
Yep. Trying not to get injured or embarrassed.
That's it right there. Yeah.
Injured or embarrassed.
Public failure is, I think, what keeps most people.
It does.
Yeah.
The idea of, I'm not going to go for it because I'm afraid of failure. And then sometimes people do go for it and they win and they're succeeding, but then relationships and things like that suffer. Have you had any stories or people whose their friendships or relationships suffered because they became a success? Because we hear that phrase, it's lonely at the top.
Yeah.
I plan on bringing a lot of people with me.
Yes. And you're absolutely correct. We hear that phrase, lonely at the top, and so it almost sets us up not to want to be at the top because I'm going to be lonely.
Yeah.
So once we go into that protective mode, I teach people to understand that wherever God is taking them, He is providing great relationships and some new friendships along the way.
Oh, I like
and
it.
And it doesn't mean that you're not going to have those old friends in your new place. But just think of the new people that are waiting for you in this new opportunity.
Mm-hmm. Good
That's
stuff.
What we miss.
That's
what we miss.
Good stuff. So what would you say to a listener, somebody's listening to this podcast, and they feel their life getting better? And maybe during this particular time, we're recording this during this global pandemic, they could be surrounded by other people and their lives are not better. Like, I've got a coworker who lost their job and then I got a promotion. Or, someone, where
it's been a really odd time though.
It's an odd time to be doing well.
Yeah.
And so how would you encourage someone who's in that place?
Yeah, this is a very strange time, very uncomfortable, very unknown. We've never been here before. You're absolutely correct. And I think all of us are probably in a bit of that space where we may be succeeding and we have those situations that you just shared.
Mm-hmm.
I would say, in this time, continue to be authentically yourself with a double dose of empathy if you can.
Okay. So don't downplay your appreciation of what's happening in your life. But also don't be insensitive.
Mm-hmm. Correct. Mm-hmm. Yeah. So be authentic to what's happening in your life. Don't dim it down. And then, ask God to give you a little extra empathy, for those that are in different places, because you don't want to hide your shine as well.
Yeah.
Because your shine may be what that person needs to see, even though they're struggle. Maybe they're on the struggle bus.
Yeah.
But they look over and they see, well, look how God is blessing my sister. There is still hope for me. God has not forgotten us.
Mm-hmm.
That's good.
God has not forgotten us. He's still making ways for people.
He's still making ways.
Yeah. Apostle Monique, we love you. You're amazing.
So much. What are three takeaways you would want us, the listeners, to take away about success and the trauma of it? But the positives of it.
Success, 3 takeaways. I would say purpose that you're going to learn and grow
from
your experience. Just you got to set that boundary, that paradigm, that mental shift that you're going to grow from it. I would say number 2, that just purpose that this situation, whatever happens, is not going to break me. It's not going to break me.
Love that.
It's not going to crush me. I'm not going to die. I may spiritually die, but I'm not going to physically die from it.
Okay.
And then I think number 3 is what I teach people all the time: celebrate failures. Celebrate failures.
Love it.
Failures is the platform for creativity. It is not until you fail that you actually know how creative and how innovative you truly are.
I love all of that.
So good.
So where can our listeners find you? Where can they connect to you, ma'am?
They can find me at MoniqueFlemings.net. That is my website, and they can go buy my book. Please go buy my book. It's on Amazon, and that is Mastering Transition. So it's out there, and I need everybody to go get that book.
Go get it. She
Buy
said,
it
"Get
for
one
a
and buy it
friend.
for your
Hey,
friend that's
I
on the
am
struggle
not mad
bus."
at that.
I ain't mad either.
I am not
mad at that.
You better sell yourself.
Hello.
Hey.
We love you, ma'am. Have a fantastic day.
Yay. Bye. Thank you so much.
Love you guys.
Hey guys, thank you so much for listening to the Culturalist podcast, Conversations with Pam Ross. We were joined today by the content curator, Dion Cobb.
Howdy, because evidently I'm in the country.
And our dear friend, Dr. Monique Flemings. Hey, listen, seriously, go check out her book, Mastering Transitions. Success is a transition. Moving your mindset. My gosh, so many
Failure's
things.
okay.
And failure's okay.
Failure's okay.
Here's the deal. A lot of times I think the reason why people don't move forward with success is because they're trying so hard not to fail.
Yeah. It's embarrassing.
It is. Only when you think you're thinking too much about what other people think about you.
It's fear of other people's opinion.
Yeah.
That's really what it
Who
is.
cares what they think?
Well, I care, but I got my mindset.
Hey,
I don't care yet.
Thanks for joining us. Have a great day. We'll check you out next time.
Bye-bye now.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye now.
Bye.
Bye.
Okay, I stopped it.